Just a trigger warning on this next story, you guys. It does feature talks and discussions about losing a child and child death. Mother-in-law's neglect killed my child. Now she thinks I'll let her around my second child. My mother-in-law was guilty in the death of her grandchild, my daughter. She was 2 years old at the time, and my husband and me let my mother-in-law babysit her while we were busy with job-related things. It was summertime, and they were staying at mother-in-law's house that has a pond next to it. My daughter loved water. Bath time was her favorite time of the day. They were playing at the edge of the pond, and then mother-in-law remembered she had to take clothes out of the dryer, and she left a 2-year-old alone next to the large body of water. My daughter's childlike curiosity plus her love for water resulted in her getting into the deep part of the pond and drowning. All because mother-in-law considered clothes in the dryer an important enough reason to leave a toddler unsupervised. Then she realized what has happened. She started to panic and call for help. Her neighbor heard her. They got into the pond and called an ambulance, but it was too late. Imagine what it's like for a parent to come to the person you trusted your child with and they tell you your child is dead. And mother-in-law was begging us not to involve the police into this. She kept repeating it was an accident and she, quote, doesn't know how it could have happened, was only gone for a moment, feels even worse than we do. Calling the police won't bring her back.
Gaslighting.
We did call the police, of course, and she was charged with criminal negligence and sentenced to 3 years in prison, which, in my opinion, was too light of a punishment. Now, recently, mother-in-law was released from prison, and my husband was the first person she looked for contact with. I couldn't bring myself to have any more children for a long time, but eventually I got pregnant again, and last summer we welcomed our son. Obviously, we weren't going to tell mother-in-law we're parents again, but she saw us walking with a baby stroller and realized that once more she has a grandchild. Then she was like, but I saw you have a new baby. I'm so glad I have a grandchild again. And then she went on about, is it a boy or a girl? When will she be able to see them and meet them? Because she wants to take care of them so much. My husband told her immediately that she doesn't have anything. This is our child, ours only. Our son doesn't have a grandmother, and he will never, ever in a million years be anywhere around her. So my husband told her firmly that she'll have no access to the baby, and he doesn't want to talk to her either. Mother-in-law wasn't having it. That evening, she came to our house asking to see her grandchild again. We didn't let her come in, obviously, and mother-in-law got mad, claiming that as a grandmother, she has rights to meet her grandchild. We told her that she lost all her rights to our children when she let our daughter drown. Mother-in-law told us she'll go to court and she'll demand legal permission to meet the baby.
Alexis.